You're a young, thirsty guy who wants to pimp it up with the highest quality girls, right? Those 9s and 10s that you fantasize about when you're alone in the bathroom and your mom is knocking on the door asking what's taking so long. Yeah, I know, you know what I'm talking about, beating your meat in the bathroom. We've all been there. But that's not going to get you any closer to dating your dream girl, now is it? Hell no. That's why you clicked on here to begin with. So today, I'm going to show you the one rule you need to follow in order to date your dream girl. And I'm talking about those 9s and 10s, you know? Girls who look literally like supermodels. So bring it up close, bro. You feel me? This one rule I'm about to tell you is actually a psychological tactic that's widely used in sales. It's known as the buyer's mentality. And it resulted in pussy practically falling from the sky for me. The buyer's mentality is when you position the conversation and frame with a girl as if you're the buyer and she has to sell herself to you in order for you to be interested in dating her. When you establish the frame of an interaction with a girl in the buyer's mentality, you come to the table as an equal, not someone who's beneath her. Most guys treat the girl like she's some sort of prize to be won, someone who needs to be impressed instead of just another normal human being. This is silly because you're coming into an interaction placing her value above your own before you even get to know her or utter a word to her. For all you know, she could be the worst person on the planet, a serial killer, or any other host of ridiculous things. Therefore, every time you start an interaction with a woman, there's no need to feel nervous. The nerves are made up by your own imagination. You don't know her yet. You don't even know if you guys would be a good fit. The goal of the interaction is to find out if you're a good romantic match, not impress someone who you barely know. Besides, what does that say about you? Are you really that unconfident and insecure in yourself that you just assume somebody is better than you before you even get to know them? If that's the case, then click off this video because you have bigger problems to worry about than girls. You gotta get your own life together because if you don't, you won't be able to offer her any value. She'll just see you as another dude who sits home all day jerking off and binge-watching every show on Netflix. Some guys watching this care more about the new season of Black Mirror than they do their own life. How's a guy like that supposed to date his dream girl? Listen here, bro. What I'm saying is, I want you to succeed. I want you to become the best possible version of yourself because only then will you be able to date that dream girl that you're always thinking about. But if you waste your life doing a whole bunch of nothing, of course you're going to value random girls who you've only stared at from across the room more than yourself. This is why this psychological tactic of the buyer's mentality is so fucking critical, my friend. It reprograms your mind. You start to value yourself and your time more. You start to become more the kind of guy who's okay with saying no to a hot girl because you know that there's plenty more out there for you, and you'd be better off with them. You become the prize to be won. This mentality is the first step into your new life as a motherfucking baller, a boss. But if you don't adopt this mentality, your life will slowly start to waste away, and you certainly won't be dating those Playboy model type girls. You'll be lucky if the fatties on Tinder even bother responding to you. This is the unfortunate reality for most girls in what is known as the seller's mentality. The seller's mentality is when you're in a convincing mode where you're trying to talk people into doing something with you. Typically, when people approach, they are in the seller's mentality. They take the subservient or submissive position, where the person they're trying to sell makes them feel like they're doing them a favor to have a chance to pitch their stuff at all. If you approach a girl or talk to a girl from a seller's mentality, she doesn't feel like she's talking to a boss. She feels more like she's doing charity. She's being nice by entertaining a conversation with you. She's letting you speak your piece. You come off as incredibly desperate, like you need this to work. Does that sound like a powerful or dominant position to be in for an interaction? Hell no! It's the polar opposite of abundance. It's low value. It's desperation. It just feels icky. This is why the buyer's mentality is so good at getting you results with the hottest and highest quality of girls. It conveys extreme abundance. It flips the script on her and makes her vie for your attention and validation instead of you competing for her. But there's a caveat here. You have to believe you are valuable to her. You have to actually believe she is better off with you than without you. That not being with you is a huge mistake. And the only way to truly believe this is to become a valuable high-status guy. Anytime you're trying to convince a girl you're a guy worth dating, she'll immediately know that you're not. Because if you were, you wouldn't be bowing down at her feet to try to impress her and prove that you are. You would just be that guy and let your actions speak for themselves. You need to be the one considering whether or not you're going to reject her, not the other way around. Think about how you feel when a salesman knocks on your door and aggressively tries to sell you something. It feels slimy. It makes you uncomfortable. It's an off-putting and high-pressure situation that makes you want to just eject and evacuate. That's exactly how you make her feel when you try convincing her that you're a cool guy instead of just being one. You have to be willing to walk away. If you're not willing to lose her, then you won't do what it takes to win her over. Most guys think putting a woman on a pedestal is the best way to get her to like you. Guys don't want any friction, they don't want any conflict or anything that might make the interaction a little bumpy. This takes all the life out of your interactions. It makes things feel less human and they start to feel robotic. Interactions don't flow perfectly because people aren't perfect. And not to mention, it comes off as insanely desperate. If you can't stand a little bit of social pressure or a slightly uncomfortable situation, she's gonna think that you have a weak personality and she won't feel comfortable with you in a day-to-day situation. Besides, would you want to date a girl you don't actually get along with or respect? Do you want to spend tons of time with a girl you're constantly pretending and walking on eggshells around? At the end of the day, time is your most important asset. Are you really willing to waste time on a girl you don't like? You really want to waste your time like that, dude? You're better than that. You're one of my disciples, and I refuse to let my disciples live this way. It's time to break free from the norms around dating and start dating your dream girl. Isn't it time you started living the life you want and dating the highest quality of women, the type of women that you deserve? 99% of guys struggle with women and end up settling for girls and dating life that doesn't excite them. Don't be one of them. Take the first step and choose to live your life differently. This is why I dedicated months of my work, time, and personal money to creating my course, The God Approach, where I talk about dozens of techniques just like the buyer's mentality in super long depth. Because inside the course, you'll learn how to master buyer's mentality and other techniques, so you can learn exactly how to subconsciously turn women on through conversation and become magnetic around the hottest of girls. In the course, I break down concepts like the buyer's mentality and show you real-life in-field footage from my manager Benjamin going out and using tactics like the buyer's mentality to get insane results like phone numbers and even instant dates right on the spot. In the course, I literally hand you my entire war chest of techniques that have enabled me to date Playboy models, sorority girls, MILFs, and everything in between. Imagine knowing you could see a hot girl on the street or at a party and immediately be able to approach her and know exactly what to say to get her hooked. By the end of the God Approach, you'll master attraction so well that it'll make it impossible for her to friend zone you. And no, you don't need to be good looking for this to work. Inside the course, I'm going to hold your hand through the entire process of building interaction and take you from no girls in your life to having too many and too little time to date all of them. By the end, you'll learn exactly how to convey your value to women so strongly that you'll become the guy that all the women want to date, just like it's worked for the hundreds of base Olympians who have already taken it. But the course is only available for a limited time, like I mentioned earlier. I don't want procrastinators or losers who aren't serious about taking action on the inside. I only want my strongest and most committed based Olympians with me who are prepared to go into battle. And right now, the price of the course is the lowest it's going to be because I'm currently revamping it and adding more content, meaning I'm going to raise the price by more than double in the next 2 months. So, if you buy it now, you'll have access to all the new content without having to pay any extra. Yeah, I know, I'm hooking you up, man. So don't hesitate. Don't pussyfoot around the decision. Click the link below, and I'll see you on the inside. And don't forget to subscribe on your way over. I'll see you in there. Zeus out.